All right, Shalom. Before I continue with this lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Quadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother lawyer, and I teach at the Great Millstone National Camp. Coming back with a quick lesson, and this lesson will be entitled, Everything is Spiritual. All right? A lot of times that you go through something, of course, the flesh plays a role in it, but I mean, it's spiritual. So I'm gonna go right into it. I ain't gonna do a lot of talking, and then I'll get more in depth, with what I'm saying. So right here, I was right behind this person in his car, and no telling what's gonna happen to them. I don't know if they put this sticker on their car or the car already had that on there. But I'm gonna be driving around with this sticker on the back of my fucking car. You know what I'm saying? It says protected by witchcraft, and that's a false facade because you're not protected at all. In this world will have you thinking that evil is good. I mean, good is evil. So first, I'm gonna start off with that. Isaiah, real quick, 5. Isaiah 5:20, it says, lack of wisdom and understanding, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And it says, woe to them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. And so destruction unto you that think that evil is good. And that's what's pushed here in Babylon. So I'm gonna go right into that. That's the only thing that Babylon, America, really is faithful to is evil and witchcraft. They're not. America is not faithful to anything that's good. So rely on your witchcraft and your sorceries to save this place, because it's not gonna happen. So Isaiah 47. And 1, it says, also to the headline says, sorcery will not save Babylon. So this place ain't gonna save. I mean, not this place. Witchcraft, sorcery will not save Babylon. All right. So let's start from the top. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And so this place ain't looked at as a delicacy anymore. You know what I'm saying? America is not desired and yearned for like how it used to be 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. And it says sit in the dust, Salaki. Sit in the dust, which represents confusion. America's full of confusion. You know what I'm saying? They're divided, and they're doing sorcery at an all-time high. It says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. And so when a woman, or, I don't want to say just ancient times, but even going back 50, 60 years ago, when women, wore dresses, what they do when they used to walk over a creek, they would lift up the skirt or lift up the dress, more so the dress, and so they a dress wouldn't get wet. You see their legs, well, that represents the shame that's being seen, your nakedness being seen. America's full of shame, wickedness, and it's being exposed, and then let me jump to something real quick. Give me 1 second. Was it 49? No. It's like that's wrong chapter. Something else that I wanted. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Jeremiah 49:7. It says downfall of Edom, the Edomites. They're the ones that run, Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon, which is America, all right? Ancient Babylon, which is over there in the land of, Iraq. Well, today you have America, which is the daughter or mystery Babylon. So not Isaiah, Jeremiah 49:7 concerning Edom. Thus said the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Now, Teman is the smartest tribe of the Edomites, which, of course, you have Amalek. Amalek consists of Teman. They're the ones that run America, they run the world, the small hats, the Ish people. Those are Amalekites. And then you have, the Temanites, which is one of the sons of Esau, but he's like the smartest nigga of the Edomites, so to speak. They're going to run shit, which are the Germans. Technically, they're like them to the Germans. They're the Temanites. But before the small hats were in the land of Israel, where were they at? Poland, Germany, so on and so forth. Salaki. Give me 1 second. All right, so Jeremiah 49, reading 7 again. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Because they're getting very sloppy, with the things that they're doing. Pushing this World War III, collapsing the economy and so on and so forth, tainting the food, causing these different diseases to pop up and spread. They're very sloppy, and they think it's going to be for their benefit due to the sorcery and witchcraft, because that's also witchcraft, to mess with the food and so on and so forth, biological or really not economical. What's it called? You got biological warfare, economical warfare. That's what's going on too. And bio warfare is going on. Everything that they do is to hurt you. The Food and Drug Administration, the pharmaceuticals, which pharmaceutical goes back to sorcery, witchcraft, pharmakia in the Greek. All right. Yeah, the word. Yeah. Matter of fact, give me 1 second. All right. So I believe they might have changed the word. I thought it was pharmakia. Give me 1 second, because it says magio from Acts 8:9, and it says to be a magician, to practice magical arts. But I remember, it used to be pharmakia. They might have changed it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so right here in the blue letter, which that's the blue letter symbol up here, says pharmakia, right, is an ancient Greek word meaning the use of drugs, potions, or spells. So give me 1 second. So that's what they use to play on the minds, of the people. Is these different drugs, food, got the Food and Food and Drug Administration. Fuck it. So yeah, that's what you got. The Food and Drug Administration. So that's what's going on. And then so let me go right back to how did I get on Philippians? Let's see. Matter of fact, let's go back to Isaiah real quick. I don't want to lose my topic. Anyway, it says, that's why I'm on Philippians. I'm going to go to, where is it, chapter? Yeah. All right, that's on deck. So anyway, Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, which that's happening. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man, and this the Lord. He's not going to come back as a man like how he did when he was Adam, and as he was himself as Yahushua, himself. Yeah, the Lord was the first Adam, so he's not going to come back like that. He's going to come back as an angelic being. Verse 5. Let's get the main points of witchery and sorceraft. It says, "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms." And it's not being called that anymore. And so let's go right into it. Because this is what the Lord's getting ready to do. Verse 7, Isaiah 47:7 says, "The vanity of Babylon," it says, "and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. And so, your latter end is destruction. Like how it says in that Revelation 18, 17 and 18. In 1 hour, this place is going to be destroyed for the witchcraft, sorcery, and ultimately for what you've done to the Israelites, starting with the northern kingdom, ending with the southern kingdom. What you have done unto the Lord. This is the place where the Lord was crucified. You put up a so-called white image. That's a form of witchcraft and sorcery on the minds of the people. You got to pay for that. It says, therefore, hear now this, that thou art given to pleasures that dwell carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And America ain't been through nothing. America ain't experienced hardships like how, the Europeans have World War I, World War II. The Black Plague, which, at that time, Jake was really the ones that was going through that shit, was a plague. But America ain't been through nothing. It says, verse 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. So, the plain and simple. America's gonna go through a lot for the sorceries of witchcraft. And America means bitter. This ain't something you can look up on Google and, just find like that. You got to go into etymologies and shit like that. But America means bitter. And bitter times are coming for America and the wicked. You're going to be in dire straits. You're going to be in trouble. The curses are falling upon you. And let me get that. Because, you think you ain't going to be sane. That's your power. And, it's in the dark, hiding your wickedness. But it ain't going to be like that for forever. Not Jeremiah, Deuteronomy 30 and 7. It says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So all these curses that we are up under, so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics, you're going to be up under that. And you're going to receive double. It's going to be worse than what we went through. And I can't even picture that. I believe in it. Let's keep going. Let's go down to verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and this happening, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shall be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. And that ain't gonna happen. Once upon a time that happened, when the Israelites were still asleep. You know what I'm saying? When the rest of the world had that veil spread upon them, like how it says in Isaiah, not knowing who they are, or a few nations do know that they Ishmaelites, or go back to Moab and so forth. Hell, a lot of nations didn't know who the fuck you was. Now they know. Are y'all the Edomites? You and the other so-called white people that's in Europe. But hold on, because you do have, millions of Israelites that look like them. But in the kingdom, our people, all of our people, where we've been scattered at, we're going to have our true image back. All right. It says, that are wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly procrastinators stand up and save them, or say, Salaki, and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee, and it's not going to happen. Behold, they shall be as stubble, and the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm it, nor a fire to sit before it. And so this flame that's getting ready to happen is going to be the ICBM missiles. That's what's getting ready to happen. And ain't nothing going to stop that. I'm going to read this last precept, and I'm going to close it. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's what's really going on. So we fighting against the spirit. Spirits in high places, not the flesh. So Lord will, this is an edifying lesson. And like I said, the flesh, you end up going off, but really it's just spirits in high places. Spiritual shit going on. Demons, angels looking after the elect, the 1/3, but Lord make a way for you to get through. So Lord will, this is an edifying lesson. Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Shalom.